Lecture 7 Gauss Divergence Theorem. Gauss divergence theorem is similar to Green's theorem in the plane. In Green's theorem, the closed line integral is converted to double integral. Similarly, in Gauss divergence theorem, double integral over the closed surface is converted to triple integral. Let us see how to apply Gauss divergence theorem to compute flux across the surface. Outline of Lecture 7. Statement of Gauss divergence theorem. Evaluating flux or surface integral using Gauss divergence theorem. Verification of Gauss divergence theorem. Statement of Gauss divergence theorem. Divergence theorem states that the volume integral of divergence of a vector field f bar taken over any volume V is equal to the surface integral taken over the closed surface S surrounding the volume V. That is, double integral over S f bar dot n cap ds is equal to triple integral over V divergence of f bar dV. Here V is the volume enclosed by the closed surface S. Divergence theorem is applicable only when the surface is a closed surface, like Green's theorem, which is applicable only when the path is a closed path. Here, divergence of f bar is del dot f bar. Del is the vector differential operator, which is dou f1 by dou x plus dou f2 by dou y plus dou f3 by dou z. Let us see some of the examples for the closed surfaces. Surface of a cube. It is a piecewise smooth surface having 6 faces. Surface of a sphere. It is a smooth surface. Surface of a cylinder. It is a hollow open cylinder. It can be taken as a closed cylinder by taking two lids on the bottom and top. On z equal to 0 I am taking one lid. Similarly, at z equal to h I am taking another lid. So, the surface of the cylinder S1 plus surface of the bottom lid S2 plus surface of the top lid S3 put together form a closed surface. If we want to apply divergence theorem over a cylinder, the cylinder should be closed with a top and bottom lid like this. Similarly, the surface of paraboloid is an open surface. If we want to apply divergence theorem, the paraboloid surface is closed with a top lid at z equal to h. S1 union S2 is now a closed surface. Similarly, for a cone. Cone is an open surface. If we cover the cone with the top lid, it becomes a closed surface. The surface of cube, cylinder, paraboloid and cone are all now piecewise smooth surfaces. Similarly, the plane which is having x, y, z intercept at A, B and C is an open plane. If we want to compute the flux using the divergence theorem, then we have to cover this plane with the left plane S2 and the right plane S3 and the bottom plane S4. So S1, S2, S3, S4 put together forms the piecewise closed smooth surface. Once again, divergence theorem states that integrating over the closed surface f bar dot n cap ds is equal to triple integral over the volume enclosed by the closed surface divergence of f bar dv. If a vector field f bar is taken as flow of a fluid, that is, if f bar is an velocity field, then the divergence of f bar represents the expansion or compression of the fluid. So divergence theorem says that the total expansion of the fluid inside some of the three-dimensional regions is equal to the total flux of the fluid out of the boundary of the surface. Now we will see some of the examples to compute the flux across the closed surface using the divergence theorem. In this lecture, I am taken the example for the closed surface of paraboloid with the top lid and the sphere as well as the cube. Evaluating flux or surface integral using Gauss divergence theorem. Example 1. Use Gauss divergence theorem to compute the flux across the closed surface S consisting of the surface of the paraboloid and the circular disc on z equal to 4 plane, where the velocity field is described by the vector function f bar given as yi cap plus x y square j cap plus z square k cap. By divergence theorem, double integral over the closed surface S f bar dot n cap ds is equal to triple integral over the volume enclosed by the closed surface divergence of f bar dv. Here divergence of f bar is differentiating y with respect to x 0 plus differentiating f2 component with respect to y, which is 2xy, differentiating f3 component with respect to z, which is 2z. So the divergence of f bar is 2xy plus 2z. Now the given surface S is the combination of S1, the paraboloid. The height of the paraboloid is 4 units given here, and the surface of the circular disc on z equal to 4 plane. Combination of S1 S2 makes the surface as a closed surface. Now the divergence theorem is applicable for this problem to compute the flux across this closed surface. Double integral over S f bar dot n cap ds by divergence theorem, triple integral over v 2xy plus 2z dv. dv is the elementary volume, dx, dy, dz. Based on the surface, we have to choose the coordinate transformation. Here the surface is the combination of paraboloid and the disc on z equal to 4 plane. This surface is having angular variation and height variation. So the appropriate coordinate transformation is cylindrical coordinate transformation. X equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta, z equal to z. To fix the bounds for r, theta and z, we have to check the relationship between the radius and the height for the surface of the paraboloid. For the surface of paraboloid, radius is equal to square root of height. So the radial distance r varies from 0 to root over z. The height z varies from 0 to 4, the given height of the paraboloid. Angle theta varies from 0 to 2 pi. Now triple integral 2 times r cos theta r sin theta plus 2 z dv, which is dx, dy, dz, under this transformation becomes Jacobian times dr, dz, d theta. Check the change of variables idea we have already discussed. Here the radial distance r varies from 0 to root z. It is having a variable bound. So first we have to integrate with respect to r, then with respect to z, then with respect to theta. Jacobian is r for the cylindrical coordinate transformation. So r square into r is r cube. So integrating with respect to r gives r power 4 by 4 sine 2 theta plus 2 zr So integral with respect to r gives r square by 2. Now the triple integral is converted to double integral with respect to z and theta. Integrate with respect to z. The integral is converted to integral with respect to theta. Sin 2 theta integral from 0 to 2 pi is 0. So we will get the integral value as 128 pi by 3. So the flux across the surface is 128 pi by 3. Example 2. Use divergence theorem to evaluate double integral over S f bar dot n cap ds, where f bar is given here. S is the surface of the sphere with radius 4 units centered at the origin. Here the surface is sphere. It is a smooth surface like this. By divergence theorem, double integral over S f bar dot n cap ds is equal to triple integral over V divergence of f bar dV. Here divergence of f bar, differentiating f1 component with respect to x is 2xy. f2 component differentiate with respect to y, 3z power 4 becomes 0. Here you will get one more 2xy. So it becomes totally 4xy. Differentiating f3 component with respect to z, there is no z component, so 0. So divergence of f bar is 4xy. Now we have to check the region of integration. Here V is the volume enclosed by the closed surface sphere. The elementary volume dV is dx dy dz. Here the parameters are rho, the radial distance, theta, the positive tilt of x-axis, phi, positive tilt of z-axis. Rho, the radial distance varies from 0 to the radius of the sphere, which is 4 units. Theta, full circle rotation 0 to 2 pi. Phi, half rotation, positive tilt of z. So phi varies from 0 to pi. Double integral over S f bar dot n cap ds is triple integral 4xy dv. The transformation is spherical coordinate transformation because the surface is sphere. X is rho sin phi cos theta, y rho sin phi sin theta, z rho cos phi. Rho varies from 0 to 4, theta varies from 0 to 2 pi, phi varies from 0 to pi. Substitute xy and Jacobian for the transformation is rho square sin phi. All the three bounds are constant bound. We can integrate in any order. Jacobian is rho square sin phi with a negative sign. 4 commonly taken outside. Now integrate with respect to rho. Rho power 4. Integral is rho power 5 by 5. Now we have to integrate with respect to theta. Theta from 0 to 2 pi sin 2 theta is 0. Therefore, the flux integral value is 0. Flux across the closed surface of the sphere S with the velocity vector f bar is 0. When the flux is 0, it can be interpreted as the net flux across the closed surface is 0. Now we are going to see one example problem on verification of divergence theorem. Example 3. Verify Gauss divergence theorem for f bar taken over the cube with sides a units. Here we will just visualize the surface cube. The surface cube is a piecewise smooth surface. It is having 6 faces. This is a closed surface S, whose region of integration is 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to a, 0 less than or equal to y less than or equal to a, 0 less than or equal to z less than or equal to a. By divergence theorem, double integral over closed surface S f bar dot n cap ds is equal to triple integral over the volume enclosed by the cube divergence of f bar dv. For verification of divergence theorem, we have to compute the flux integral the left hand side as well as the triple integral the right hand side, and we have to establish left hand side integral value is equal to right hand side integral value. Right hand side of Gauss divergence theorem, triple integral over V divergence of f bar dv. Here divergence of f bar is defined as del dot f bar dou f1 by dou x plus dou f2 by dou y plus dou f3 by dou z. Given f bar is this. So divergence of f bar is a scalar quantity which is 2x plus 2y plus 2z. Triple integral over V divergence of f bar dv. Here elementary volume dx dy dz, we are not going to make any coordinate transformation because the given surface is a cuboid. It is a Cartesian coordinate surface. Simply integrate with respect to x first from 0 to a, then integrate with respect to y from 0 to a, then integrate with respect to z from 0 to a. We got the triple integral value as 3 times a power 4. This is the right hand side integral value of Gauss divergence theorem. To verify, we have to check whether the left hand side integral value is also 3 times a power 4. Left hand side of Gauss divergence theorem, double integral over closed surface S f bar dot n cap ds. The given surface is a cube, so the closed surface S is a combination of 6 faces from S1 to S6. We have to compute 6 times double integral. That sum should be equal to the right hand side value of Gauss divergence theorem. So first we will take the bounding planes. Surface S1 is x equal to 0 plane. This is x equal to 0 plane where dx is 0. Unit outward normal n cap is minus I cap. F bar dot n bar, this is your f bar dot n cap, which is minus I cap, is minus x square on the plane x equal to 0. Therefore f bar dot n cap is 0. Here the elementary area ds1 is nothing but dy dz. Take the surface S2, which is x equal to a plane. There dx is 0. N cap, the unit outward normal is along the positive x direction. So the unit outward normal is I cap. F bar dot I cap is x square. On the plane S2, x is a. Therefore f bar dot n cap on S2 is a square, and the elementary surface ds2 is nothing but dy dz. Take the third phase S3, which is y equal to 0. On y equal to 0 plane, dy is 0. Outward normal n cap is along negative y direction. So the outward normal is minus j cap. So f bar dot n cap, that is f bar dot minus j cap is minus y square. On the surface S3, y is 0. Therefore f dot n cap is 0. ds3 elementary surface is dx dz. Take the fourth phase S4, which is y equal to a plane. On y equal to a plane, dy is 0. N cap is along the positive of y axis. So n cap, the outward normal is j cap. F bar dot n cap is a square because on the surface S4 y is a. S4 ds4 is dx dz. Similarly, the fifth phase S5 is z equal to 0. On z equal to 0 dz is 0. N cap is outward normal in the direction of minus z cap. So n cap is minus k cap. F bar dot minus k cap is minus z square. On the surface S5 z is 0. Therefore F bar dot minus k cap takes the value 0. ds4 S5 the elementarial area is dx dy. Take the sixth phase S6 z equal to a. On z equal to a dz is 0. N cap is outward normal along the positive of z axis. So n cap is plus k cap. F bar dot k cap is z square. On the plane S6 z is a. Therefore F bar dot n cap is a square and ds6 elementarial area is dx dy. This is how we have to compute integrand F bar dot n cap over all the 6 phases. Now we got F bar dot n cap data and the elementarial area ds data. Simply substitute in this 6 integrals. We get S1 over S1 integral value is 0 over S2 double integral a square over S3 integral value is 0 over S4 it is double integral a square dx dz over S5 integral value is 0 over S6 double integral a square dx dy. Simply we have to integrate by taking the appropriate bounds for the integrals. We will get the double integral over closed surface S f bar dot n cap ds as 3a power 4. Conclusion: left hand side integral value is same as right hand side integral value. So Gauss theorem is verified for the given data. Hope you are all comfortable in understanding the concept of computing the flux using the Gauss divergence theorem and also verification problems on Gauss divergence theorem. Thank you.